Hello students, today we are going to talk about the topic insect metamorphosis. So what is metamorphosis? So metamorphosis in insects or any mainly deals with the transformation of an immature insect from a larva to a pupa or to an adult. So if you see the diagram over here, so eggs will hatch out to give the immature insects. These immature insects will grow into the larva. Then the larva will transform into the pupa. Then pupa will also transform into the adult. So transforming from one stage to the another stage is called as metamorphosis. So mainly there are two metamorphoses. Mainly we can divide, that is holometabolous type and hemimetabolous type. Holo means generally we will find all the stages, that is egg, larva means the egg will hatch out and gives rise to the larva. Then the larva will change into the pupa. Pupa will change into the adult. So that is holometabolous. In hemimetabolous, generally we'll find only egg will be hatching out to give the larva, and the larva will directly develop into the adults. So there won't be the pupal development in case of hemimetabolous type. So if we see, there are mainly four types of metamorphosis you can observe in insects. The first one is ametabolous type, second one is gradual, third one is incomplete metamorphosis, and the fourth one is complete metamorphosis. So if we talk about ametabolous metamorphosis, A means without metamorphosis. So in some insects, you can see that eggs will directly give rise to the immature ones. So these immatures, they will increase in the sizes. So they will be change in the shape. They have the same shape as that of the adults itself. So immatures will be similar to that of the adults, just they will increase in their sizes. So they get bigger sizes, no distinct rearrangement of body structures. So immatures will be small in size, whereas the adults will be bigger in size. That's all. There won't be any change in the shape. So you can see here immatures, which are nothing but they give rise the juvenile forms. So the change in form during growth are minor. So the changes will be minor changes you can find in the growth. So all immature stages that resembles the adult. So you can find these type of insects such as this type of ametabolous type in springtails, silverfish, firebrats. So this is the example for the ametabolous type where you can observe in case of the silverfishes. So you can see here the eggs, they will hatch out to the immature ones. So these immature ones, they will grow into the size. Just you can see they are increasing in this just size, but there is no change in the shape of the organism. So this is in case of the ametabolous type where you can observe in the silverfishes. So the second type is called as gradual metamorphosis, where here you can see that the immatures are called as nymphs. The immatures are called as nymphs. So here the change is in the gradual form. So they won't change abruptly, but the change is in the gradual form. So obvious changes are involved. Here the changes can be seen. So like such as the development of external wing pads. So in the adults, you may find the presence of wing pads, but in case of immatures, you may not be finding the wing pads. So there will be change in the some of the structures in the adults. So difference in colors also or markings can be observed. So immatures will be one color, whereas the adults will be some other colors. So nymphs and adults generally share the same habitat. Both of them, they will live at the same places. So example for this is the grasshoppers, crickets, and true bugs. So this is, you can see in the grasshoppers or bugs. So here the egg is going to hatch into a small that is immature one called as early nymph. So these nymphs, they will grow in size to late nymphs. So late nymphs will now transform into the adults. So you can see here the adult and the nymphs or the immatures here, they are differing in their shapes. Okay, so you can see there is a formation of wings over here, but you won't find wings. But in case of hemimetabolous, you can see that is whatever the immature shape is there, the same shape you will find in the adult, as well as only there will be increasing in the size of the adult. Then when it comes to the holometabolous, as I told you, in the holometabolous, here the insects will undergo all the stages. That is, eggs hatch into the larva. The larva will transform into pupa, and the pupa will transform into the adult. So here, generally, the immatures are called as larvae and pupae. So, by example for this holometabolism, holo means complete metamorphosis. So they are butterflies, moths, beetles, etc. So here the larvae, they won't resemble the adults. Okay. So here you can see wings and other adult features, an immobile pupal stage. So here the pupal stage is immobile in nature, so that it won't move. Whereas the larval forms and adults, they will move. Immatures and adults may or may not share the same habitat. Whereas if you have seen in the gradual metamorphosis, where they will share mainly immatures and adults both will share the same habitats. But here the immatures will be there in one habitat, whereas adults will be there in the other habitat. Then immatures are adapted for feeding. So adults are adapted for reproduction and dispersal. So the insect itself between moles. So you can find mainly here the instars, because if you see the larva, once the eggs hatch out, it will give rise to a tiny larva. So this tiny larva, upon feeding, it will grow in size, and it will when it is growing in size, it will molt, means it will shed off its skin. Okay, so that period between the two molts, we call it as instars. So the insect itself between moles, generally you will find first instar, second instar, third instar, like that you may find in different kinds of insects. So you can see here, in complete metamorphosis, egg is going to hatch into the larvae. So the first small tiny larvae, here it is called as first instar larvae. Then it will grow, upon feeding, it will grow to a size within 2 to 3 days. So it is called as second instar larvae. So to transform from first instar larvae to the second instar larvae, it has to mainly shed its skin. Okay, that is called as molting. And this is second instar larvae. So the period in between these two molts is called as instar. Then second instar larvae feeds and grows into a third instar larvae. So like that, after third instar larvae, it will again transform. Now we are using the word transform into pupa. Now this is transformation from one stage, it means larva to pupa or pupa to adult, generally called as metamorphosis. Then pupa will remain as a quiescent stage, and it will again hatch out as an adult. Now again the adult will lay the eggs, then the process will continue: egg, larva, pupa, and adult. So this type of metamorphosis generally called as holometabolis. Next, the last one is called as hemimetabolis, or we can call it as incomplete metamorphosis. So here the immatures, they are called as naiads. Okay, so generally the mayflies, dragonflies, damselflies, and stoneflies, these flies will show this incomplete metamorphosis. So immatures do not closely resemble adults here. Okay, so naiads have tracheal gills. This is one of the important points, because here the immatures, they live mostly in the waters. You may find adults in some other habitats. So you can see that this transition to adult form is gradual. So nymphs and adults, they will dwell in different habitats. So generally the immatures, if they are living in water bodies, we call them as naiads. So you can see here they are eggs which are laid by the flies, dragonflies. Then you can see the eggs will hatch into the naiads. Here generally the nymphs are called as naiads. Then these naiads, they will transform into the adults. So naiads live in aquatic water, whereas the adults live in aerial mode of life, that is terrestrial. So these transformation from one stage to the another stage is under the control of hormones. So whenever the insect is exposed to the temperatures, light, stress, etc., so the brain releases mainly corpus allatum. This is a hormone. So this corpus allatum, it will secrete mainly juvenile hormone. So this is the part of the brain, corpus allatum. So this will secrete the juvenile hormone. So this juvenile hormone mainly helps to maintain the juvenile characters. So if high levels of juvenile hormone is there, so the larval life will be prolonged. So if it has to transform from larva to pupa, the level of the juvenile hormones will get decreased, and the ecdysone hormone will increase, because of which the larva generally will transform into the pupa. So to transform from the pupa to the adult, again, it won't require any juvenile hormones. Here, mainly the process, mainly molting process will happen because that is ecdysis process happens in the presence of the ecdysone hormone. So this is regarding the insect metamorphosis. Thank you.